archetype. All right. Okay, now we are here for our frontal lobe training. This is the part I tell you I was going to tell this story. This is not a cool story. I'm just letting you all know right now. I tell a story about something that happened to me so that you can learn. You can learn from my mistakes or my experiences, and you don't have to experience on your own. You'll know what to do if you're ever faced with these circumstances, right? That's a wise person learns from other people's experience and circumstances. Let me tell you what happened. I was 14 years old, and we had, 13, just turned 14. And we just moved from Irvington, New Jersey to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And while my parents were looking for a house for us to live in, we lived in these apartments. I mean, it wasn't bad. There's a lot of Jamaicans. Blah, blah, blah. What man, what boss. Everything, Chris. Like, that's how we used to talk. Everything, Chris. That was, anyway, bunch of Jamaicans around there, and Americans and different people, Haitians. It was like an islandy apartment complex, and it had a little pool, and we just enjoyed ourselves. It was a good little time. And it was close enough to my school, my high school, that I could walk to school and walk home. My brother was on the football team that year, and typically we didn't walk home together, so I walk home by myself. My brother and I we're not twins, we're in the same grade together. And I walk home, no big deal. And then one day, I noticed something. Anytime I'm going home and getting into our little first floor apartment, this guy on the second floor would be upstairs just looking at me. It didn't matter what time I had come. One day I had to stay after school for something, and I got home and there he was. Like a greasy, sleazy smile. And anytime I'm walking to the pool with my friends, I was a pretty modest girl, even back then. Even if I'm covered up, he'd just be glaring at me. I think he said something to me once, like, just gross. And I just know he was using his nasty x-ray vision and just looking through my clothes and thinking of all kind of things. I felt it. Nobody couldn't tell me that this man was not stalking me. And guess what? I did not tell anyone. I was afraid. I just knew, because my parents, we Jamaican, we don't play that. I just knew if I told my dad about it, my father was going to be all over him. And I was going to be, the list of fatherlessness that I mentioned, how the dad is off to college. I knew my father would be off to college if I told him that this man was stalking me. It ended because the guy, he was just there living with his brother and sister-in-law, and that for a minute, and then he moved away. But I'm telling you, this went on for months. I mean, and each time he would just get braver and braver, inch closer and closer and closer to me. I was scared. Listen, guys, I know there's some of you out there that this has happened to. Maybe they didn't get very close to you, but they were trying. Or maybe they did. I'm telling you right now, if this is happening, tell someone. Wisdom understands that sometimes in our young minds, we create scenarios where we think, if we tell, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. Our mind just goes into places that it's not for us to figure out right then. We just need to make sure that we are safe. At that time, Dr. D Nice needed to make sure that she was safe. If something had happened to me, my parents wouldn't even have known what happened because I never said anything to anyone. Not my brother, who were like twins, not my little sister, not my friends, nothing. Something could have happened to me and nobody would have known. Tell somebody. Don't hold this to yourself. Don't try to protect that other person, no matter what threats they give. no matter what they say, make sure that somebody knows. That's what wisdom does. Don't let somebody intimidate you into keeping secrets that where you are feeling afraid and hurt. That's what wisdom will do. Then there is stupidness. Unfortunately, you keep it to yourself. It weighs down on you. It scares you. It's hard for you to sleep, hard for you to eat. And worse, if this person actually gets to you and harms you in any way, then no one would know. Talk to somebody if something is going on, if somebody's making you feel uncomfortable. Anyway, there you have it. There's wisdom and there's stupidness. Choose wisdom. Remember, show me your brightest. Show me your best. Show me the latest guru. God's wisdom lets theirs look like stupidness. All right, guys, that's it for our episode.